Bonjour et bienvenue à ma chaîne YouTube. Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about the subjunctive case in French. Le subjonctif en français. C'est parti. The subjunctive case, or as in French we say le subjonctif, is not a tense but rather a mood, and it is used for the following reasons. It is used to give a suggestion, that is une proposition, or to give an advice, that is un conseil, or to express a wish, that is un souhait, to talk about a possibility, that is une possibilité, or even to talk about a doubt, that is un doute, to judge something, that is un jugement, to react to something, that is une réaction, or to simply express a feeling, that is un sentiment. Now, to form the subjunctive case in French, we take the example of the verb suivre, which means to follow. We conjugate the verb suivre with respect to the subject pronouns il and elle, that is the third person plural. So we get ils suivent, elles suivent. We focus on the conjugated verb and we drop the ent. And then we simply add the endings, that is e, es, e, ions, iez, ent. We choose the correct endings with respect to the subject or the subject pronoun. And in the final result, all we have to do is simply add the simple relative pronoun que before the conjugation. So we get que je suive, que tu suives, que nous suivions, que vous suiviez. To understand this even better, let's have a look at some examples. The first one, il est important que tu te tires les dents la nuit. The verb in the brackets is se brosser, which means to brush. So we need to conjugate the verb se brosser using the subjunctive case. So our answer here is brosse. Il est important que tu te brosses les dents la nuit. It's important that you brush your teeth at night. Moving on to the next one. Il faut qu'elle tire la vérité au cours d'interrogation par la police. The verb in the brackets is dire, which means to say. And again, we need to conjugate it using the subjunctive case. So our answer is dise. Il faut qu'elle dise la vérité au cours d'interrogation par la police. It is necessary that she tells the truth during the interrogation by the police. Moving on to the next one. Je propose qu'on tire ces romans. The verb in the brackets is acheter. Again, we need to conjugate it using the subjunctive case. So our answer here is achète. Je propose qu'on achète ces romans. I suggest that we buy these novels. The next one, il préfère qu'il tire. The verb in the brackets is danser. So again, we need to conjugate the verb danser using the subjunctive case. So our answer here is danse. Il préfère qu'il danse. He prefers that they dance. So in all these sentences, we followed the steps that we saw above. That is, we take the third person plural, that is the subject pronouns il and elle. We conjugate the verb with respect to the subject pronouns il and elle. We drop the ent and we add the endings with respect to the subject or the subject pronoun. And in all these sentences, if we observe, we have the simple relative pronoun que. Moving on to the next set of examples. Je doute qu'il t'irait résoudre ce problème d'algèbre. The verb in the brackets is pouvoir, which means to be able to or can. Now, in the subjunctive case in French, there are some verbs which are exceptions. That is, they do not necessarily use the steps that we saw above. Let's have a look at this particular example. The verb in the brackets is pouvoir. So we need to conjugate the verb pouvoir using the subjunctive case. So our answer here is puisse. Je doute qu'il puisse résoudre ce problème d'algèbre. I doubt that he can solve this problem of algebra. Moving on to the next one. Il n'est pas sûr qu'elle t'irait le voir. The verb in the brackets is venir, which means to come. Again, the verb venir is one of the verbs that are exceptions when it comes to the steps to make the subjunctive case. So our answer here is vienne. Il n'est pas sûr qu'elle vienne le voir. He is not sure that she comes to see him. Moving on to the next one. Elle ne pense pas que son fils t'irait. The verb in the brackets is mentir, which means to lie. So we conjugate the verb mentir using the subjunctive case. So our answer here is mente. Elle ne pense pas que son fils mente. She does not think that her son lies. Moving on to the next one. Il ne croit pas qu'il y tirait un congé demain. So the verb in the brackets is avoir. And again, it is one of the verbs that fall in the list of exceptions. So our answer here is A. Il ne croit pas qu'il y ait un congé demain. He does not believe that there is a holiday tomorrow. Now, moving on to the next set of examples. Les enfants ont peur que la mère tire le vase cassé. The verb in the brackets is voir, which means to see. Again, we conjugate the verb voir using the subjunctive case. So our answer here is voit. Les enfants ont peur que la mère voie le vase cassé. The children are afraid that the mother sees the broken vase. The next one. Le garçon est triste que sa sœur tire malade. The verb in the brackets is être, which is again an exception. So our answer here is soit. Le garçon est triste que sa sœur soit malade. The boy is sad that his sister is sick. The next one. Elle travaille trop. She works too much. C'est dommage qu'elle ne tire jamais. The verb in the brackets is s'amuser, which means to enjoy. So, to conjugate the verb s'amuser using subjunctive is, we get s'amuse. Elle travaille trop. She works too much. C'est dommage qu'elle ne s'amuse jamais. It's a pity that she never enjoys. And the last sentence. Il est honteux que la princesse tire impoli. The verb in the brackets is être, which means to be. And the verb être is an exception when it comes to the subjunctive case. So over here the answer is soit. Il est honteux que la princesse soit impolie. It is shameful that the princess is impolite. So in all these examples, we see that we conjugate the verbs using subjunctive, and at the same time, if we observe, there is a certain list of sentences that are followed with the subjunctive case. For example, il est important que, il faut que. It is also with some verbs that are followed with the simple relative pronoun que. For example, je propose que, il préfère que, je doute que, elle ne pense pas que, il ne croit pas que. So we understand that when it comes to using the subjunctive case in French, there are certain sentences as well as certain verbs. When followed with the simple relative pronoun que, they are followed by the subjunctive case. Thank you for watching et à bientôt.